If the gospel is all about grace, does it really matter how you live? Absolutely. Are you ready for some good news? God hasn't left you naked and ashamed in your sin. He's made a whole new suit of clothes for you that fits you perfectly. Our study of Ephesians has, for 3 chapters, made us soar with Paul in exclamations of Christ's cosmic saving work that has established us as a forgiven, redeemed, holy, called people who are seated with Christ. He affirms that we're the dwelling place of God, we're beloved heirs of unsearchable riches. So for 3 full chapters in what Coleridge called the divinest composition of man, Paul has written in Ephesians nothing but the sublime and majestic redemptive accomplishment of Christ. Not one single word about how Christians should live in the first 3 chapters. And then chapter 4, Paul ventures into it by essentially saying this verse, I urge you, walk in a manner worthy of the calling to which you've been called. The epistle just sort of hinges right here at the beginning of chapter 4. I therefore urge you. See, many non-Christians wrongly think that Christianity is centered on the oughts and the shoulds. You ought to be more giving. You should be more patient with your kids. You ought to be more pure. You should be more kind to your spouse. Oughts and shoulds. But let's be clear. The good attitudes and right behaviors do really matter. But they're not primary in Christianity. They are the byproducts of the power of the gospel of grace. To proclaim grace, as Paul does, and as I aim to do every day, is not to suggest that changing your attitudes and behaviors is unimportant. It is. The gospel of grace, though, is so powerful that Paul's saying that grace, that gospel changes everything. The problem of legalism is that it changes us too little. Paul says the gospel of grace is so powerful that it leads us to put on a whole new self. It changes our very nature, not just a few behaviors, but our deepest motivations that shape all of our thoughts and actions. You have been made new. Therefore, it is appropriate for you to wear a new suit of clothes that fits you properly. That's the gospel. Well, that's today's good news, and you can get more videos like this clicking right here. But better yet, subscribe, tell others about it, and start every day with some good news.